Hey, there we go. Now you can hear me. That is amazing. All right. Hi there, everybody. Welcome to Roll with Advantage. My name is Joe. This is the Explorers of Efera, and boy, do we have quite the sessione for today. But no need to talk about it. Let's just roll the intro and then just get right into it. Let's do that. Woo! And we are back. So, let's go ahead and dive right in. Last we had left off our group of adventurers here. They not only killed Duradine Dupree, but also the Silence, the Weasel, and the Ox, all three of them, during this gigantic battle that happened on the pier of one of the many ports in the Gemstone Archipelago. The Silence, after her demise on the ship, actually ended up breaking from the remains, shifting into this giant demonic creature, revealing her true form as a fiendkin, and on top of that, some type of heavily mutated and very dangerous one. However, thanks to the mages that were supplied by the Mages Order in the Gemstone Archipelago, they were able to make short work of her as she tried to escape. So, with that, they returned back to their villa, victorious, Duradine Dupree dead, body confirmed, and seemingly having no possible way of creating a body duplicate. So, now they returned to the villa. They had several talks with the coordinator of the Gemstone Archipelago, the person in charge of the area, and told them that they would be paid for 9,000 gold apiece, provided that they were able to get the estate and all of the properties and funding settled correctly, which could take some time, but they would get the money, 9,000 apiece. They would also be given new ambulance, some type of device that would allow them to go anywhere in the Gemstone Archipelago without having to worry about the destructive nature of some of the warding magic that has been created in the Gemstone Archipelago. Good for them. Also given the titles of the Wardens of the Gemstone Archipelago, something that is oddly familiar to our group here, our Wardens of Efera. So, at this rate, come session 75, they'll be the Wardens of something else. In session 100, they'll be like the Wardens of the world. That'd be pretty cool. We'll just have to see. But one thing that is currently on the party's mind now is the solving of Morganix's problem. Morganix has a problem.
She's only got one.
She's got one big one, and a couple small ones, but one really, really big one that is very glaring. And that problem is that Morganix's soul currently is indebted to Malcanthet. Malcanthet being the demon queen of the succubi, this awful, terrible, malicious, devouring creature that has promised to kill Malcanthet. Malcanthet promised to kill Morganix, two M names there, in a given amount of time, giving Morganix time to say her goodbyes, do what she needs to, and then knowing that her untimely demise would be coming to her. Now, the goal for the party now is to be able to kill Malcanthet before Malcanthet is able to kill Morganix. Easy enough, right? Well, there are a few hiccups. They have two angel friends, one being the Silver Rose, by the name of Ezekiel, his actual angelic name, who has promised to help due to favors that the party has done for him, and then also Galadar, Morganix's actual angelic guide. Morganix being an Aasimar herself. However, Galadar having fallen from grace too by Malcanthid. So, we now run into an issue where the party needs to return Galadar's divinity to him. And the way to do this is to retrieve the feather that was stolen from him, give it back to him, and allow him to return to his angelic form. This feather is in the Gemstone Archipelago, but it is in the hands of Captain Kaliard, a old enemy of Varnast Halmaru, the resident cleric blood hunter of the group. So now, party has two things. For one, they would like to get their money sooner rather than later, and then two, they would like to begin investigating for the sewers, the undercity that would lead them to this feather. So, that is where we left off our group of adventurers, and that's where we're going to pick right up. As I'm pretty sure all of you had just headed to sleep after your very, very, very eventful day and having spent just the rest of the time sort of lounging around Jifang's villa. And as all of you are heading off to sleep, was there anything anybody needed to do before they went to bed that night, right after killing Duradine, or were you just kind of heading straight to bed and then gonna attack the next day?
Nothing for Varnast.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Nope. Nope.
Yep.
Okie dokie. So, you do so. You head to sleep, and surprisingly, all of you have a very restful sleep. You wake up.
Guys, I gotta go. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
You wake up the next morning. The sun rises. The villa around you still stands. And nothing bad has happened. So, on this new day, what would all of you like to do?
Well,
It is a new day where the only enemy you have in this current moment is either in Efera or beneath you in the Undercity. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that one too.
Yeah.
and the coordinator was gonna try to get us some info,
Yeah.
but, you know.
She said she would hopefully have some information within the next couple of days for you. So it's up to you if you just want to lounge around and wait until she brings you information.
That sounds lovely, but it also does not sound like Morganix. Does anybody have anything?
No, oh, good.
No, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say Varnast is totally fine waiting until they get some more info.
Yeah. How's everyone on potions? Did anybody use theirs last in the battle?
I don't think Alec got
feel
hit
like-
once. I think
yeah, I
we
feel
really did well in
We
that
kind of
fight.
steamrolled that fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alec has 3 different potions on her. I'm good.
Alright. Yeah, I don't.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think I'm good as well.
Yeah, I guess we wait.
How is
Yeah, Cyrus will be sleeping in.
Okay, never mind then.
My bad.
No, it's okay. I remember last time we played, I wrote down a thing. But it's okay. Alec isn't gonna be weird and just wait outside Cyrus's door. So she will just
that's
kind of
right,
like,
because
yeah.
Jamie's mic was so fucked
Yeah,
at the end
I
of
just
last
found my
session.
notes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I imagine Alec would just kind of wake up probably way before anybody else. I I don't know why she still expects people to wake up when she does, but probably be like surprised that no one else is down here. Go up to Cyrus's door, but instead of being obnoxious, you know what? She will wait. She'll be awkward. She'll just kind of like sit on the floor outside his door.
Alec, as you're just kind of sitting on the floor, you can see that, like, walking down the hallway, Jinx is just kind of, like, walking, and then, like, sees you about 15 feet away, and she just kind of, like, stares at you for a while, and as you just kind of stare back, you guys are just in, like, a staring match, and eventually she says, "Should I go a different way? Or..."
Oh, I can get. I didn't realize I was blocking the entire corridor. I can move.
I don't mean this in a bad way,
Hey,
but you are very broad.
I hate to do it, guys, but I've gotta go. They're. Yeah.
That's
I
okay.
gotta go.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
so
it's
sorry.
okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
You good?
How
Bye,
stuff
guys.
is crazy. How stuff is crazy.
Bye.
Farewell. Yeah, and I
What does
don't
Jinx
mean it
say?
in a bad way, but you are a little broad, so you do take up a bit of the hallway. I'm tiny, but I saw what you did to
Alec
Durd.
is gonna
I heard
just
about
pick
it.
Jinx up and just place her on the other side of the hall.
Okay. Next time, just as a recommendation, maybe ask.
Could you
Maybe ask first.
not speak so loud? I think Cyrus is still asleep.
Cyrus is still it's noon. It's noon right now. It is 12 in the afternoon. Cyrus! Wake
I
up!
didn't really want to wake him.
Wake up!
You
Cyrus!
literally just hear a bottle crash at the door.
Oh, sounds like your problem, and Jinx is gonna run away.
Alec is just gonna let her run away, and she's going to back away slowly from Cyrus's door and just kind of like sit on the other side. She's just gonna wait.
Nah, to be fair, after throwing the bottle, I think he'd wait and be like, "Is it urgent?"
Alec will just kind of get off the floor and say, "It's Alec. Do you have a moment to talk, maybe?"
Yes, I do. Just mind the broken glass. There seems to have been a terrible accident.
He will just like slowly open the door. Were you attacked?
Yes.
Kind of like looks around like she's ready to like take someone out. Did you kill them?
I teleported them away.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Are you okay? Do you have a moment?
At this
Yes.
point, Galadar walks by. You said someone attacked you, Cyrus. What happened?
Oh, he
Oh.
teleported them away. It's safe now.
Do you
Oh.
know where did you teleport them away to? I'll go find them right now.
I-
Something
I
bad
must-
happened.
I must confess. I said it as a joke. I fear this was taken a bit more seriously than I anticipated.
Cyrus, you shouldn't joke about those things. That's very serious.
Yes.
Alec just blinks a few times. I just really wanted to have a short conversation. I didn't know. Maybe I could find that urgent person you were looking for instead.
No.
I'll let
No,
you.
that's-
This seems like a private conversation between the two of you. I'm going to leave now.
No, this is fine. Alec, please. And Cyrus will like pour a glass of wine for himself and then offer a glass to Alec.
Oh, she'll take it. But like water, she's just gonna like drink it, cause. I just wanted to check in with you. Yesterday, everyone else seemed to be quite happy at killing Duradine. but you didn't seem to share that excitement at all. Are you alright?
Um, I'm fine. It's not, you know when you build something up and you expect it to change everything, but then you look inside and realize, nope, that's not the reason why that happens. It's just you. Does that make sense?
What is it you're trying to change?
I nothing exactly per se. Just looking for an answer that I don't even know the question to, I suppose. But at the end of the day, I expected to feel more when I killed him, and in reality, it was just another charred corpse.
You don't have any sense of satisfaction or relief, even?
I mean, relief I could technically go to Dragon's Bay, but I mean, Doridian dies, but then who does who takes his place? You know, it's my quarrel was with Doridian, not the company itself. But I mean, uh, you know, it's just I can't help but feel it's just another day.
Could I ask you a question?
Yes,
Cyrus, you are very strange.
yes.
But I feel as though from the day that we first met in very odd circumstances, I don't think I ever quite understood what it was that I don't know the right word pushes you forward. What is it that you want?
Well, I I think you've found the question I'm looking for, because I really don't know anymore. I thought I wanted to go back home and, you know, claim what was mine from my parents, and then I found out, oh, they're not my parents. And then I met one of them, and then realized, ah, perhaps this is the way forward. Oh no, he's shit. Um, and now I do have one, but you know, I'm just kind of waiting for the next moment to go bad. So at this point, I don't really know.
Right. Well, I I do know that waiting around for something bad to happen often means that we miss out on all the good. And not that you're one to miss out on a good time. I would hate for you to be holding on to this dread and not celebrate or rejoice in the good that you've done and progress you've made. Penelope seems like a very wonderful woman, and I can't speak much for Emerald, and I'm not sure if we'll see him again anytime soon, but I think at least now you have a better idea of who you are than you did when we first met.
Um, Perhaps in some ways.
Well, I am your friend, and I will do anything I can for you, and If I can ever help, just let me know. And she's gonna, like, get up to give you a very too hard hug.
I think Cyrus would return it as he kind of has the wind squeezed up. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And if I find urgent, I will send them your way.
I think you'll be looking for a while, but yes, thank you.
And she'll just smile, give you a really big pat on the shoulder, and she'll leave you be.
Okay. Sounds good to me. So with that, Cyrus, awake now. Alec, heading out. Morganix, Varnast, as the two of you are, like, eating breakfast or just, kind of doing your morning routines, you can see Jinx come into sort of the main common area and, like, avoiding eye contact with the two of you, and then shortly followed by Galadar. And Galadar comes up to you, Morganix, and sort of sits down at the table with you, and he, like, takes an apple and just, like, takes a bite out, chews it and swallows it. He says, I've always found humans strange. I'll be honest about that.
Sure.
They're marvelous creatures, and I think that you all are capable of so much. Humanoids, that is. But,
Not us specifically.
well,
Go. No, I'm kidding. Go on.
That Cyrus is so odd. In a good way, I think. But Alec was waiting to talk to him, and then he said that he was attacked. Who jokes about that? I don't know. And he just takes another bite of the apple, just lost in thought at that idea.
Sometimes people who have been through a lot of violence develop weird coping mechanisms. Cyrus has a lot of coping mechanisms.
Is that why he drinks so much as well?
I think so, yes.
That makes sense, yes. It's been
Gambles.
very...
Yeah.
Gambling. Gambling. Being stuck in this form has been very enlightening, but whenever we do get that feather back, I can't lie to you, Morganix. I'll be very happy to be back.
I will be happy to have you back.
And you can see him just kind of smile and give you a look and go back to eating the apple. I'll tell you what, though. Food does not taste nearly this good in the other form.
Really?
Yes. Well, as an angel, there's no need to eat or drink in order to sustain life. It's just sustained by positive energy planes such as Celestia. So, as a human, you have to eat, and I didn't realize how good things could taste and how bad things could taste. I thought generally all of it would kind of feel like mush and just taste plain, but no, there are some things that are so sweet and delectable, and other things that are so putrid.
What are some of your favorites?
Oh, well, I can't lie. When we first got here, those, pulled sandwiches, the meat, stringy, with the sauce, those were delicious. But
Those were pretty good.
Honestly, I think my favorite is green grapes. And I know that sounds silly, there's nothing inherently special about them, but it's just so nice to pop one off and eat it, and that explosion of flavor that you get when you take that first bite. I think it's something people take for granted, but when I'm back, it'll be something that I miss. There should be grapes here, right? You seem kind of start looking around.
There absolutely should be, yes.
There should be. With that, he'll kind of get up and just start looking for grapes. Alec, go ahead and make an investigation check.
Yeah, thank you. I'm gonna send Cyrus the most random ass person.
Who do you work for?
I don't know if this is good or bad.
Okay, so Alec, you get, to be frank, a little sidetracked in your investigation. As you just begin to mosey around the villa, just the villa itself. You start asking some of the servants, and they just kind of give you this weird look. And you continue to ask, and maybe with a higher investigation check, you would have quit while you were ahead. But no, you're gonna keep looking. Because Cyrus needs to talk to this guy. I mean, he thought that he was going to be there. If I can
make him feel better, I'm going to do that.
Yeah. So, you know what? You don't stop at the villa. Maybe he got lost on his way to the villa. So you leave the villa. And you keep searching.
Absolutely.
Alec, you spend about 2 hours searching until eventually you get to the low streets, like right past the outer gate, and you get into the low streets, and you're running around in the markets, just like, are you urgent? Are you urgent? Are you urgent? Asking people, and eventually you get to this this one small gnomish man, this deep sort of bronze-colored skin, very, very curly, like tight black curls on his hair, a very thin mustache that is very close to his lip, wearing these very fine silks of green and brown, just like this robe. And as you approach and you're asking for urgent, and you like walk up to him and ask him, and he sort of looks up at you and he says, Urgent?
Is that your name?
Urgent.
Correct.
Urgent.
Yes.
Ah? Urgent?
Okay, I'm gonna need you to come with me. My friend has been waiting for you
Huh?
all night, and I think it'll make him feel so much better
Huh?
if you show up.
Oh? Urgent. Urgent.
Alec is just confused and blinking, so she's just gonna pick the man up and take him.
Oh? 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 Oh?
What the hell is happening?
She's just carrying him. He's just yelling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sir, I'm not sure what the problem is, but could you please stop yelling?
Huh? Urgent?
I got you. I fucking hate you.
Urgent.
Okay, Alec is taking him to the villa.
How long until literally anyone else hears this?
Probably you're carrying him for about a half an hour before you get back to the villa. He's just, Urgent? Yeah? Yeah? Urgent?
Cyrus, I found your friend. And
For
Alec will
God's
just kind of
sakes.
plop him down.
Urgent? Does anybody speak Gnomish?
No.
Absolutely not.
I can read it.
Vera's here. She speaks. She's a gnome. She speaks. So you kind of, at this point, Cyrus, you're probably outside now, like outside in the common area, and you just see Alec coming in with this very short, gnomish man. Like I said, like this bronze-colored skin, tight curly black hair, a pencil-thin mustache across his lip, wearing these fine robes of green and brown silk, just yelling, Urgent! Urgent! And
Cyrus, I found him.
he's just
Do you
like
feel better
staring
now?
at all of you. Urgent!
Who's this?
This is your friend Urgent that you were looking for this morning.
Oh,
Urgent!
Alec. Oh no.
Does this make your day better?
Argent!
He doesn't stop saying that, so I'm not sure why it would make you feel better. It's making me feel quite angry. But
Vera?
if he is your friend, I will not hurt him.
Argent! Vera is yelling down the hallway. Who keeps yelling drugs in Gnomish? Who keeps yelling drugs in Gnomish? I was trying to sleep. I was trying to do something in my room, and you see her come out.
No, Vera, it is fine. Alec has handled exactly what I needed. Thank you, Alec. And Cyrus will give him a vial of Sundrop.
He takes it, and he puts a gold piece in your hand. And he says something to you in this short gibberish. And Vera just kind of he said thank you. And he just leaves. He stops yelling.
Thank you, Alec. That was exactly what I needed. It was wonderful of you to bring my dear friend to me.
Cyrus, you keep very strange company.
Oh, I certainly do.
Good morning, Varnast. How are you today?
You see Barnast's been sitting at a table, he's reading a book that Sven borrowed him, and he just has this look of just...
Jinx leans over to you, Varnast, and is like, and everyone else thinks I'm the crazy one. You don't see me doing that. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
You know, normally I'd get into whatever just happened here, but told myself I was going to try and relax today, so it's okay. It's fine. And he just looks back down at his book, just muttering to himself, it's fine. Everything's fine.
Jinx leans over to you again, and she's like, you know what would make you relax even more?
Morgonix is gonna look up from her book and say, Jinx, how's that paper coming?
Huh? What? Oh, great. I'm on page 2. Yep. You see, and she kind of puts the quill down, and she starts explaining it, and you can tell she's very intelligent, but she's explaining it and writing nothing of it down that she's saying. She's like, and you see, their complex, biodiversity that they have on all of these different islands, it helps in growing and feeding the different, I can see the way you're looking at, all of you are looking at me. Okay, I'll write it down. Okay, all right. At least I didn't carry some gnomish man in here to sell drugs to him. No, I just...
was that? What? Oh. Well, this is a great day so far, I think. Alec is just standing and everyone else is just kind of relaxing in the garden and she's just awkwardly in the middle. She'll just slowly take a seat.
Yeah, it's like, Sayla's sitting in the corner. She's has a whetstone sharpening her dagger. Shink, shink. You can sit down, Alec, you know. Shink, shink. Shink.
Oh, I hate that sound.
Shink. Oh, sorry. She'll sheath her dagger. She'll instead sit and meditate. She's not doing that. She's gonna do that thing where people flip, and they get a gold coin and they flip it over their knuckles. She's gonna do that.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Varnast finally kind of closes his book and he's like, all right. As much as I don't want to talk about it, we probably need to talk about it.
I agree. Why did you and Sven break up?
You can see Sven, who's just sitting in the very far back of the corner, kind of looks up, says, kind of makes eye contact with you, Morgonix, and is doing that finger chop across his throat, no, please.
I'm sorry. That wasn't me. I'm sorry. Milkantha got out for a second. How is everyone?
I am doing well. Cyrus is feeling much better now.
Not as good as the gnome is feeling.
Alec will put her hand on Cyrus's shoulder, very proud of her accomplishment.
Yes, me and Urgent go way back.
That
But
wasn't
yes,
Cyrus.
Morganix.
That wasn't his name.
Yes, it's what I call him anyway.
So you
Best
he call
friends,
you
me and
Wine?
Urgent.
You know, I said
Amazing.
we couldn't top the glass clinking, and I may have spoken too soon. Wasn't expecting this today.
Mm.
So,
But Morganix is right.
I usually am.
Well, you can see Sven kind of like folding his book as well. So, what's next for all of you?
Well, we get Feather next, right?
I hope so. We have a couple of other side missions. I
Wait,
made
really?
some.
Are we moving on? Are we not gonna press somebody broke up? Is that happening?
Yeah, that's happening.
Oh, okay.
You can
I
see
made.
Sven just starts to like click his tongue, like, oh, all right.
I had made some agreements with the Scholars Guild that we could start looking into fulfilling. But honestly, the feather is my top priority. And this recuperation time is nice, but part of me still feels like the best thing we can do is get down there and start making contacts.
I agree. Varnas, maybe you could contact the coordinator again to see if they've gotten any information.
I could, but pretty sure she said she'd come to us as soon as she had anything.
Yeah, she doesn't seem like the kind of woman to waste time or mince words. And she wants this man found just as badly as I do.
Well, is there anything we could do as we await?
I do think we need to discuss one of the elephants in the room.
Which one?
Immoral.
That is one.
If there's another more pressing one, I'm all ears. It's just the one that's on my mind.
Why specifically?
Well, sorry, Joe. What was the Grand Master's name again? The Grand Mage, whatever his
Tak.
title was.
Tak.
Pak.
T-A-K. Tak.
Thank you. Okay. Sorry, I couldn't tell if it was Pak with a P or Tak.
Tak.
Okay, I'm good now. Well, we were able to sideline Tak for a while because we were focusing on Duradine, but now that literally everyone in the Gemstone Archipelago knows about that, we're not going to be able to hide behind that for long. He's going to demand that we make good on our promise.
Emeril will probably want to know Dupree is dead anyway.
True. I've not contacted anyone in Efera about what happened. I was out of spells yesterday, so
It's a pretty
I
good
have
reason.
3 messages I can send. So if there's people we want to reach out to today, I'm game. I just wanted to wait so we could decide who to talk to.
I would be grateful if you could reach out to Emeril and see if he has a way of talking to me so I don't have to use all of your spells as a go-between.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, sorry.
If possible, I would like to let Kagan know so my people can rest a little easier, knowing that Dupree is gone. But if there are other more pressing things that could also wait.
Well, we're at 2 out of 3 so far, so far, no reason I can't.
I mean, we potentially have a lead for this feather with and Cyrus kind of holds up his arm again to show the mark of the gambling ring, and he's like, I mean, it's worth looking into ASAP though, right?
Absolutely. But we could still check this one off the list before we go down there.
I have to admit, I'm also concerned about making moves too quickly. I mean, Duradine knew about our presence, but now everyone's going to know about it, including Colliard or whoever his men are represented here. And as we all know, my name is not popular amongst them. They're going to have their guard up, is all I'm saying.
We're not going down there to cause any trouble. We're going down there just to make contacts.
I mean, you also don't need to go down and looking like yourself, darling.
I wasn't planning on looking like myself.
I don't think he was talking to you.
Oh, also yes.
Yeah, when he says that, Cyrus winks at Varna.
My bad. Varnast, are you willing to go down there? I won't ask it of you. You don't have to.
I'm willing to go down. I'm just not sure if it's a good idea, but I don't know.
If you go down, I
mean-
think we need to find a way to disguise you.
I mean, that's if he can keep it in his pants. I mean, your sword, of course. Nothing else. I mean, they are pirates after all.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Varnast, not that I do not trust you, but this is something that you have asked me at one point in time, so I feel as though it's only fair. Can you control yourself?
Yes, I know when to hold back. I'm just worried about all of you if they discover who I am. That's all.
You don't have to go. I'm sure we can find other things.
I just have a quick question. And if I'm overstepping, please just say so.
Oh no, please, Jinx.
So, all of you are, I mean, to like put it lightly, really fucking powerful. So, I understand the allure of like going in all like, ooh, ah, and she kind of like does like stealth hands, like up in the air, like above her neck. She's like, ooh, ah, look at us, we're not here. Ooh, ah. But what if, and this is a big what if, you have Cyrus lead, shoot off some fireballs, then, Varnas does his whole face smash lightning thing to a couple people. You just fight your way through, and then, then is Colliard really that scary? Because, then he wouldn't have anybody supporting him, and then it's, what? Then it's me, Vera, the 5 of you, and you see her, her 4-fingered paws are kind of like, I mean, that's like 10 people going in, just fucking blasting, huh? If I'm overstepping, just tell me, and I'll continue to write my paper. It was...
No, I mean, it would work. I don't know if it's the best way to go about
Oh,
it.
it's risky. Definitely risky.
That's a word.
Well,
That's
could
a
we
word.
not just go down and ask our questions, and if they refuse to answer, we take our answers anyway?
I
think-
mean, as bold as it sounds, I think, just regardless if we go down, I think I need to look like me. I mean, because I've got this mark, so either they or someone has met me as me.
My concern is if you go down as yourself, I'm sure that they already have the information that you worked with me to kill Duradine. They're going to sense you're not there for anything good for them.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've already met me, so there's no real harm of I mean, if they think, oh shit, actually he's bad news, then we'll go with the Jinx plan, and I just burn them.
I am still not above just using honesty as a plan and putting the word out that this man has something that I want, and I want him to name his price, that I just want a meeting with him by any terms.
Joe, quick question.
Yeah.
Because she talked to like one of the merchants who basically said like, yeah, well, no, sorry, Galadar found out that Collier purchased the feather or acquired it.
He
How much did he get? How much did he pay for it?
that wasn't discussed. It was
Damn
just
it!
there is a man claiming to be Collier who also claims to have the feather of an angel.
Okay.
So, what if we go down there? Cyrus goes to the gambling ring, and while he plays, we just talk openly, honestly, and see if anyone bites. And we can always reevaluate later, but that is a place to start without a lot of risk, the way I see it.
And again, I mean, let's be honest, it's not like it's a lie. I mean, we can omit some of the truth and simply just not tell him all of the details, but I mean, if we turn up and say, I'm looking for this, do you know anything? There is a lot of money I'm willing to give you. I don't think many of them are that opposed.
I think word getting back to this guy and putting the ball in his court isn't a terrible idea.
I
It's
also-
maybe not the way we've done things in the past, but I kind of like it in the simplicity
also
and
don't
the honesty.
think they give all that much of a shit if we kill Durden, because all they're aware of.
Yeah,
That means there's a position opening up for them, and not to mention that means whether they realize it or not, we have a lot of money available to us.
I
I
just
wasn't.
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you first.
Well, Galadar was just going to say briefly, I understand the want to approach this peacefully, but I'm concerned about making a deal with a man that has so much infamy attached to him as what Varnast here proclaims.
we don't actually have to make the deal with him. We just have to get that meeting.
As confirmation that he does have it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Having him set terms and set a price, we could at least set a point for such a purchase, even if we have absolutely no intention of following through with it.
I like this plan.
Vera could maybe, if she'd be willing, come with us. That might give us some credibility with them. I look to Vera for confirmation.
Why would Vera give you credibility with him?
Vera is also a pirate.
No.
A scratch sound.
No, Vera is not a pirate.
She's not a pirate.
No.
Privateer?
Exactly, privateer. But she knows pirates.
Oh,
She is, through no means of her own, been forced to sometimes deal with pirates.
oh yes. Treacherous waters and all that. I never did anything that was too terrible. But
Oh, well, that's good. See, we have Vera.
but I think that if you're wanting to get in there and have some real, I haven't walked in those circles in, maybe 15 years, 10 years, maybe. I think that if you want some real weight going down in there, I think that you may want to take Penelope.
Oh.
Well, I wouldn't want to do that without Cyrus. How do you feel about that? That is putting her at a big risk.
Is Penelope around right now?
She hasn't been in the room during this conversation.
Then Cyrus will be like, I'm not, despite the fact that she is clearly capable, I mean, I'm fine taking this risk on my own, but I don't know if I'm comfortable taking my mum there. Also, it's not very cool, you know, it's like,
Yeah.
hello new friends, I'm the gambling person with this secret pass, also meet my mum.
Can I have a booster seat? Yeah, I get it.
Well,
I don't see any issue with just going in as ourselves, minus Varnast. If Varnast goes, we've got to disguise him.
I think it'd be better if I'm not there.
I respect that.
Well, then it seems like that's your plan.
I still think we should contact people in Efera first.
I would like that.
Again, Varnast, if you're willing, and thank you very much.
I mean, I'm not doing anything else today, apparently, so no worries.
Oh, I mean, you could do whatever you wanted today. You've got Sven and Penelope and Vera and Jinx. You could go ride one of those things again.
Cyrus pulls out a vial of Sundrop and like shakes and goes, eh?
Oh.
Yeah, I'm trying to quit, but thanks.
Oh, Varnast, you do Sundrop too? Why didn't you tell me? We could have bonded over this.
Oh, gee, must have slipped my mind.
I mean, I'm trying to quit too. You know, it's like, it's just not. Yeah. I don't.
Varnast,
I don't
you
need it
don't
to-
seem
That's
very
fine. Go ahead.
happy about this.
I wasn't in the middle of a sentence or anything.
Alex just completely disregarded Jinx entirely.
God damn it. Ugh. It's nothing with the plan or what we're doing. Any interaction with Collier are just going to leave me unhappy. Don't read into it.
Okay. I just want to make sure you are okay with this plan, and if so, Morganix is right. You have the day to do whatever it is you want.
Well, let's focus on the important stuff right now. Who am I contacting first?
Kagan, please.
25 words? What do you want me to say?
Just as like a thing, I've let like Salamander Coast like cast the spell through Keothi so they can say the message themselves. So Varnast, I'd say that you saw Annika, Lawbearer Annika, do the same thing. So I'd say that
Was
you
trying. Oh, right. Okay.
through sending and through scrying, and being a cleric yourself, you can see how that was done. So if you wanted to let Alex say the message herself, then that's totally cool.
Makes it easier for me.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Yeah.
Let Alec deal with the word count.
Yeah, I'm typing it out right now,
Hey,
actually.
Who's ever sending the message to Emeriel, prep.
Yeah, I'm typing mine out now.
Who is doing the Emerald one? Cyrus, do you want to? Do you want
Ooh.
me to?
Let's say
No, Cyrus will not be doing that.
Oh.
I'll do it.
Damn.
Like I said, Cyrus is not particularly. He's not happy.
I'll do it.
All right. Cool. So, Varnesh, you begin to cast the spell.
While they're planning,
Oh yeah.
just since they're typing out stuff, I still have one more. Is there anyone else we feel we need to contact and just let them know what happened?
Could you?
I
Maybe. And you see Jinx kind of like, maybe. This is totally. But maybe you could have Morganic send a message to Master Reginald at the college.
Oh.
Put in a good word. Say I did some good things.
Oh, I
Maybe
wasn't thinking that.
Are you?
expunge my record.
Damn. Are you?
Sorry, I was
transferring?
thinking about my parents.
Oh.
I was thinking, and again, whatever we want to do, but I was thinking about letting the governor or Ethos know what happened here.
Oh yeah, we don't have to do my thing. It was just an idea.
We have time for your thing. I'll help you.
Nice. Yes.
You're still writing the paper.
I never stopped. You can see that. Picks up the like wood-bound book again and starts scribbling down in it furiously.
Has she even written 3 sentences yet?
Yeah, she's on page 3 now. She's taking it
Okay,
seriously this
okay.
time.
Okay.
We'll see what happens after you guys leave.
Not even gonna insight check that.
Okay.
All right,
That's
is
good.
anyone ready? Or
I'm
between
ready
Ethos
for.
and the governor, was there any choice of who we might send, or are we still thinking? Or Master Reginald, I guess.
I mean, I like the idea of reaching out, but I think that's a lot less pressing than everything else. They are continents away and safer than anyone else right now.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
Oh god, music keeps jumping.
Go
for some
ahead,
reason.
Kayla.
Okay, that's 25. Or less than 25. Sorry, I keep turning my music down, but it keeps turning up and it gets really loud and it
Oh, that's
scares me. Scares shit out of me. Okay. She's saying Duradine and his followers are dead. Efera can rejoice, rebuild, remain strong. I will return once the threat to that's not how you spell Nibiru, but
Nibiru.
sure, it's handled. Nibiru
Sounds like a
is
beer.
handled. That's what she's saying.
Okay, and that was to Kagan or to Ko?
Yes.
Kagan. Okay.
Kagan, yeah.
All right, Kagan.
Because he was left in charge
yeah.
whilst I was gone.
So you do receive a response. He says, "We will rejoice.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm just.
Okay.
no, that's not it.
All right, okay.
I'm just thinking. I should have took more time to think before I started saying what he said. So he says.
I mean, it makes sense because it's not like they have time. All of a sudden, there's this voice in their head.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, yes, copy that.
Okay.
Oh, is that Alec? Oh shit! Right.
We will rejoice. All is well here. We continue to rebuild. That's one word, not two. We continue to rebuild. Congiato is strong. They anticipate your return.
Okay.
Yay.
There you go. Next up is Governor Tauren. He was the Blue Dragonborn.
I don't think we decided if we're doing that.
It's
We're doing Emerald next. That's the
Okay.
one we're like for
Yeah.
sure doing.
All right. Ya boy.
Hey, fuck boy. No. You ready?
Who are you talking to?
You're casting the spell.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
Okay, Morgonix will say, we have defeated Dupree. We had to make some deals along the way. I need to talk to you. Do you have a way? Thanks.
You get a response. That is good to hear. Inform Jinx to create her teleportation circle in the nearest spot. I'll be there within the hour.
Oh. I was not expecting that. I'm gonna look at Jinx and at Cyrus and at Jinx and then settle on Cyrus. He wants to come here. I'm sorry, I wasn't expecting that. I thought he would just do some magic and talk to me. He wants Jinx to do her teleportation circle and he'll come to it. You and Penelope could just go
What?
have brunch and not be here if you want. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, you're so quiet. I'm sorry.
Cyrus, what do you want to do?
Oh, Discord. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Ooh. Dang nabbit. I wonder, because as...
I was also scared. I was like, oh no, what's about to happen?
I was like, oh shit, I done crossed a line.
I was like, damn. Like,
I can change the... I thought I could change the place.
Where it's coming up. Where it's
Yeah,
coming from.
like the...
You can.
Oh, God.
Oh.
While he tries to fix that, do we want to
Bad.
send a message to the new governor?
Sunny bar.
Oh, there we go.
yeah, we can hear you. That's way better.
Oh no, it's still got a delay, but I'll work with it. Cyrus is kind of like, but why does he want to come here?
Don't know. He seemed very keen to talk. I never expected that he would want to come here. I'm sorry. But I mean, if you don't want to see him, you don't have to be here. You and Penelope could just go have a wonderful brunch.
I can be here for a moment. Let's see how it goes, shall we? And Cyrus has got one of those like shit-eating grins where he's like clearly pissed off.
Insight check. Is he pissed at me? Is that okay?
You can insight it if you want.
I was asking Joe, but
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, because, I mean... Then it's... Well. Huh?
Oh yeah.
are you mad at me?
No, he's mad at Emerald.
Oh, thank God. Okay, that is the proper person to be mad at. Proceed. Then, yeah, Jinx, he asked you to set up a circle for him.
Okay. Am I allowed to take a break from writing the paper for that? Or will I get yelled at?
Jinx, you can take a break anytime you want. You just have to get it done. And
Take a-
I'm happy to help you whenever you want it.
Take a break to talk about drugs with Varnas, but that's not okay, but to write...
Drugs are not okay. They are not the answer.
Do you... His mother is one of the most high-profile drug dealers in the Gemstone Archipelago.
As
Not
Jinx is-
consumer.
As Jinx is saying this, Cyrus is like silently like mouthing the word "they are" and nodding his head to Jinx.
And she'll kind of like see that. She'll nod. Be like, all right, all right. She finds an open spot and she just takes out some of her arcane chalks and just begins to draw the teleportation circle.
He said it would be within the hour.
Oh,
So
I should work faster.
Should we let Penelope know he's coming? I don't know
Yes.
if she wants to
Good idea.
see him.
Yes.
Cyrus, do you want to
Iris?
do that, or do you want me to?
No, I'll tell her.
Thank you. I think that's a very good idea. Lest she kills him before we get what we need.
I'm gonna hold off on this last spell till we get that sorted, just in case we change our mind on some things.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. In case Emerald drops a bomb on us, you mean?
What's that? Yeah, what's that supposed to mean, Ryan? Huh?
I'm just saying this.
Sneak attack! Ah!
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So Cyrus, you go to find Penelope.
Yeah.
Easy enough. You head far back into the villa, and you sort of curl around one of the smaller hallways, and you find the room where she's been staying in temporarily, as this isn't her estate right now. You're still in G-Fangs, but you can see the room she's staying in. No door leading in. It's just a curtain, sort of this very thin silk curtain. And as you open it, you can see that she's currently sitting at a desk with a book in front of her, jotting something down, doing some sort of mental math to herself, just sort of saying it out loud. And then eventually hears your footsteps, and she kind of stops and turns around. And she says, yes, what is it?
I don't think you're going to react particularly well, just like I did, but
I heard. Yes. And she kind of sighs, and she doesn't look at you, still looking down at the book.
You don't have to be here. I mean, I'm undecided myself, really. You know, if you don't want to be here or even alone, I mean, I'll come with you. We can go anywhere. I mean, my treat.
Her head kind of rises, still not looking at you. And she says, no. She stands and turns to face you. And you can see those strong eyes, straight posture. This black and black hair with the white streaks in it. For too long, I have had this day play over and over and over again in my head. What I would say, what I would do, what the circumstances would be. And never for a moment did I ever think that I would be facing him with you. And with you next to me, Samir, I feel like I can do anything. We will face him together.
We shall. That's whatever you want to do. I'm happy to help with that.
And you can see her kind of look at you and smile a little bit. Say, however, if you'd prefer to leave, we can go out. My treat.
No, let's I mean, let's get this out of the way. I mean, I'm not saying no. I mean, if you're bang,
All right.
but
Well,
let's get this shit out of the way.
yes, let's get this shit out of the way. With that, she kind of wraps her arm around your arm, kind of places her hand on your arm as the two of you begin to walk down the hallway together. So, as they are coming around the hallway and headed back, Jinx still working on her teleportation circle, maybe still 45 minutes to a half an hour till he's even close to coming through. Is there anything anybody wanted to do before, or are you just kind of waiting for him to show up?
Alec is just waiting, feeding Doggle.
Doggo.
Oh, buddy.
Little baby.
Yeah, I got nothing.
All right. Sounds good. Well, you let the time pass, and then eventually, after about 45 minutes, a half an hour.
One thing.
Yes.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
If he is teleporting into this fucking house, like, I'm closing curtains and stuff so that, like...
Yeah, okay. Dismissing all the servants as well, making sure that none of them are near.
Yeah, because I know he's wanted for shit. I don't know why, but I just feel like this is not something people need to know about.
Yeah.
Sorry, I did not mean to interrupt you,
Oh,
but that just
no.
hit me out of nowhere, and I'm
No,
like,
you're-
oh, this could actually be bad.
No, that is a good thing to say to do. Okay. So, with that, 45 minutes, a half an hour passes. The runes inscribed under the ground with Jinx's arcane chalk begin to glow, sparkle, and crack with arcane energy. And then eventually a portal opens, and emerging from that, you can see, in different clothes than what you saw him last. Before, he was wearing his deep purple velvet jacket and breeches with his high boots. But instead, you see him in something that is much more simple. A white tunic, white breeches trimmed with gold. Made of maybe linen and some type of maybe wool on the trim. It's, like I said, it's very simple. And you can see approaching with him, exiting out of the portal, not changed at all, is Sigrun, the sort of guardian that is always with him, at least as far as you've seen. Yeah, Alec, you have a bit of gay panic in that moment. Yeah. Yep. So.
Is what Emerald wearing, like, does it look like Salamander Coast fashion?
I'll make a history check. I'll let you make a history check on that.
Oh, damn. Okay. I was just being shitty.
Okay, 17. No, it doesn't look Salamander Coast to you, but it does look... It's uniform. Like, it seems to be more simple as to be mass-produced. But that's really the extent you get. It looks uniform, and it looks to be... I mean, maybe whites and golds, those are very, like, pure colors. So maybe something more religious.
Okay.
Yeah. As he exits, you can see that he does look to have a very grim look on his face. Sigrun enters, and you can see that Sigrun, not saying anything to anybody, does begin to slowly sort of walk around the room, peeking out from different curtains and continuing her way around as Emeriel just kind of waits. And you can see as he's just looking around the room as well, as he eventually stops when he gets to Cyrus and Penelope, you can see his just heart sink. And this just incredible sadness fill his eyes. And then he breathes in. He just waits for a moment until Sigrun gives him a nod and then begins to make her way back over towards him. And he begins to speak, and he says, I want to thank you all for the service that you did, killing Duradin Dupree. I know that you had your own reasons to do so, but as more and more comes into light, it seemingly becomes something that was more and more necessary to maintain our current status quo. Make an insight check. It is just without the insight check, Cyrus. It is a little weird that he's not wearing such resplendent clothing.
That is a 15.
15. Okay. I would say that it is he does look like he's been rather stressed. You can see small bags sort of forming under his eyes, and even although he has this sort of ageless look to him, there is sign of age that you're just small things, like the small beginnings of crow's feet. And his hair is a little bit more disheveled. It looks like he's, like I said, he's on the verge of exhaustion. Not quite there yet, and he does a very good job of holding himself, but it's definitely something you pick up on.
Okay.
Okay. So, that is the first thing I wanted to say. And you can see that actively avoiding Penelope in this current moment. The other thing I would like to say is, in some cases, it seems as though damage has already been done. Irreparable damage. And you can see him reach his hand into a bag on his side, and he pulls out what looks to be 2 clusters of rock. They look to be maybe 7 or 8 different smaller shards of obsidian, and he sets them on a table in front of him. I very much doubt it, but do any of you know what this is?
I read a lot of books. Do I know what this is?
Make a history check, yeah. Anybody who has proficiency in history can make a check. I'll also have Jinx make a check. Nope, that's Isles. Whoops.
That's not Alec for sure.
Okay, so Jinx, where's Jinx at? NPCs. Jinx. Arcana, religion, investigation. All right, so just straight intelligence, ability check. Did that roll? Of course it was a private GM roll. So 17 on Jinx's half, and even Jinx kind of looks at it and doesn't seem to recognize it. This obsidian is a fairly common volcanic rock. Be formed in other ways as well, but it has, when magic is channeled into it, it has rather extreme properties, especially by powerful mages. Many, many, many years ago, these same pieces were used as locks. They were meant to lock away certain individuals who had chosen a path in life that there was no saving. These are two that are broken. Two seals that have been broken. And this, and he pulls out a third that is still whole. This one hasn't been. And I don't know how, but... well, suffice to say, it came into my possession. Most unlikely group of people. But these two are broken. I know of the location of one, but the other I do not, and in all reality I don't even know who the other one is. But if there's two broken, could mean more. These seals were meant to keep withheld the 13, those servants. And the fact that two are broken means that something is happening.
Can you be more specific? Where I am from, I don't understand what it is you're speaking of. 13 what? For who? And why are they so dangerous? I mean, why not kill them and put them back?
I wish it were as simple as that. In short, many different cultures have many different names for this individual. This entity. As I've told you before, there could be Heartsbane, the Lord of the Dark, the Father of Lies. Or in different tongues, Ritan, or other names. But all of them are the same. The Dark One, this entity consuming in nature, held outside of our very own existence by the weave. By trapping them outside of existence, they cease to exist.
And these 13 serve him.
These 13 are the most dangerous who serve him. They are not the only ones. Recently, it has come to my attention and those in my order that, well, there are those who serve this Dark One, those who serve the Dark One, not just the 13, and the creatures subservient to the Dark One have also been seen. They've been found in places all around the world.
So, if those two are broken, but you have an unbroken one, explain that, because I am confused.
Apparently, the individuals that I received this from, they got it from a group of cultists who had retrieved it from the bellows of a city in Belliclara. It was given to them, and they brought it to me to have it identified, and as soon as I recognized what it was, I locked it away on my person. And I left for a brief time to Bromsgrove to confer with the members of my order, and upon further investigation we found these two in two of the known locations of the Forsaken.
So you're going to return that third one, correct?
This third one will be locked away in the vault of Nabir Tarmon, the first flame, the only remnant of the Creator. Locked away in that vault, it will be safe, safer than anywhere else it could be in the world. I thought to bring it here in an effort to see if any of you had found something like this. Or if maybe Duradin had something like this. Or if you knew in any way that he had connections. Those in my order were confident that he was a Dark Friend, that he served the Great Lord of the Dark in some way, shape, or form, but we're not sure what. If you have any information that could be used in that way, we would be very thankful.
All that we know is that he was looking for certain places of power within the gemstone. Didn't we find like a map or something?
Huh? You did.
Like a crude representation thing?
Gave it to the coordinator.
Oh, okay, JK.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because that was one of the things the coordinator told you, is that it was a mistranslation, where what one might interpret as a place of power, it truly meant place of imprisonment.
Gotcha. Well, can I explain that to him then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a little hard without the map here. So Alec will explain what she found, or they all found, and
What the coordinator told them. Yeah,
Yeah.
Morgonix will assist with that.
Okay. So he'll take it in and... Well, then it seems as though I'll need to have a conversation with this coordinator.
you keep saying an order. Are you a part of a specific people's?
Yes. There... And you can see him kind of tense for just a moment. There are two groups that work together in fighting against the Dark One. While most people have just assigned his existence to a scary story to tell children at night, there are those who know the true extent. There are those that I work with and that I serve, that are loyal to Nabir Tarmon, the first flame, the last living essence of the Creator. And then there are those who tend to... They are more fanatical, some of them. The children of the flame, and by that extension, the hidden flame. And immediately, Cyrus and Morganix, and especially Varnast, you're very familiar with the Children of the Flame. Like he said, that almost everything you've heard, they're fanatics. You know, they are, because it's only the bad stories that ever travel. You know, the Children of the Flame, most commonly referred to as White Cloaks, just as a derogatory term towards them. The stories that you hear, they're people who go into a town and they claim the people of that town to be serving the Dark One or to be dark friends. And then they'll do these unspeakable deeds in order to get this information, to cleanse. None of you have heard of the Hidden Flame? but it just doesn't give you a good feeling that it's connected to the Children of the Flame, especially from what you've heard.
What is the name of the other order?
The Hidden Flame. We attempt to keep what we do silent, a secret, for the most part. Only stepping in when most needed. Only ever related to the Dark One and any activity related to him.
Nice.
And in all honesty, I shouldn't even be saying any of this, but there's been a great deal of dishonesty on my behalf, and I
would
apologize
say
for that.
so. Failed to tell us a lot of this information when we first met.
That is true.
It's things we could have been looking at or looking for all along.
That is true.
As it happens, we are in a good position. We could probably facilitate a meeting with the coordinator. We could bring her here. But there is something else I asked you here for that I need to talk to you about.
Very well.
As I said we, but really I, and by extension Selah, had to make a certain number of deals to accomplish what we have. We had to form an alliance with the coordinator, and getting a foot in that door was not easy. I made some deals with the Scholars Guild, and the thing that they were most keenly interested in was a meeting with you. I did not promise this. I said that I would ask and I would try to facilitate such a thing, but I gave no terms. You could set those. It wouldn't even have to be in person if you have a way around it. Or you could refuse. But I said I would try. But there is more to this that I think you should know before going into it. You've sort of cement this sort of deal with the Scholars Guild. They required a sacrifice of a memory to their patron? The terms are still a little fuzzy to me. And Selah agreed to do it. None of us know, her included, and I gestured to Selah, what happened when she was in this pocket plane with that patron. What we have figured out is, rather than take something... We were told that it would take our most important memory. The reason I didn't do it is I was afraid it would take my memory of my parents, or my home, or my faith. From Selah, it took all memories of you. And I gesture to her again. As far as she knows, this is her first time ever setting eyes on you. She doesn't remember any conversation about you or... I mean, look at her face. She's totally lost right now.
Selah looks totally lost right now.
Yeah. I didn't figure that was metagaming. I thought that was legit.
Oh yeah, no, she does. Like, at all of this, all of the information that he's giving, this is just batshit insane to her.
So the kindergartner sitting in on an Algebra 1 class.
Yeah, very much so. And you can see that Emeriel's definitely lost in thought for a moment.
I am sorry if we did you harm, because that was not our intention.
No.
But we
no.
were determined to make this happen by any feasible means necessary. And I cannot say that I regret it, but I will be transparent about it.
And I was foolish enough to say that we should warn you if you choose to do this.
That's not foolish, Cyrus. And Morganix, I entirely understand. if I could guarantee that it would lead to Duradine's downfall. Not only Duradine, but I'm assuming the rest of them that he was traveling with are dead as well.
The ox, the silence, the weasel, everyone on that ship. He was also aligned with the Gith, and we're hoping that will fade into the background with him out of the picture.
Yes, I hope so as well. Oh. But regardless, I mean, especially if you knew that before, had I been in that same position, I would have done the same.
They attempted to murder us earlier that same day, openly in the street.
So there was urgency. I hold
Through
no...
a portal. They just appeared and kept appearing.
Yes. I'm very sorry that all of you have been through this. And as I said, I want you to know that I hold no ill will. I merely have one request. Should I have this meeting, and I'm sure that this Grand Master, whoever they may be, talk.
Insight check.
Make an insight check. Is that a... Yeah, he looks genuinely confused as far as you can tell. Is that a white dragonborn?
Yes.
Hmm.
He was very, very interested in you. Of everything I agreed to, I think this is what he wanted the most.
There was a man, a white dragonborn, in New Efera some 4 or 5 years ago. Demanded to see Grand Magus Imariel. Sat at the gate for weeks, waiting, demanding. I never met with him. No idea what he wanted, but I guess I'm going to find out. You made a promise, and I intend to help you keep it. He helped ensure that Duradine and his cadre were taken care of.
I feel fairly certain you can set the terms of this meeting.
Exactly. And for transparency and honesty, I believe it's only fair that, should all of you agree, you're there for that meeting. Know what he wants to ask me. Plus, as wonderful and as talented as a warrior that Sigrun is, one blade master can only do so much against a grand mage.
I had always sort of considered the possibility that we would provide security to such a thing.
Should you all agree, I would be very thankful.
I look to the others, gauging for some opinions.
Alec looks to Sigrun and says yes.
Sigrun looks to Alec. Small smile creeps across her face that Alec said yes.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, I am insanely curious as to what he might want to discuss with you, so it's perhaps selfish on my part, but I am in.
That is fine.
Cyrus, Varnast, are you okay with this?
Fine.
Barnest? Barnest?
Varnast, you're muted.
Sorry, totally forgot I muted myself. I had a sneezing fit earlier.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, so Varnast is just staring at Emerald, arms crossed as he's kind of leaning against the wall. She's kind of thinking about the question. I'm going for them, not for you. Honestly, I don't give a rat's ass what happens to you. Treat us like a pawn when I know that we're big players in this game, and I'm pretty fucking sick of it. Because I know you're sitting on a mountain load of information that you're still electing not to tell us. So I'm coming. I'll make sure you all are safe. You? I'm not going to do a damn thing to help you.
I'm glad that you feel you can speak so plainly in front of me. It's good to know honesty is important in any traveling companion or anyone defending you. I appreciate the honesty.
If we're being honest, I feel very similarly, but I will protect you for Cyrus's sake. If that's what he wants. Thela will fill you in later, but we might get to fight a mage, so you're down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
save
guess,
us
yeah.
in.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Okay. How should we set this up?
I can cast Sending.
Or we could send someone, but we also apparently need to get in contact with the coordinator, which do we do first? Which takes priority?
Well, couldn't Emerald contact the coordinator?
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
I feel like he would have, yeah, he knows them, right? Or would have a better way of getting into contact with them than the Dragonborn.
Yeah, and he could always cast it through one of you. So you send the message just using his spell slot.
Oh, cool. Then it's all gravy. Which one do we want to do first?
Let's do the coordinator first, because that doesn't seem like it's going to be an issue.
Yeah, stuff might go pear-shaped with the mages.
Yeah.
Or it might be just a whole truth bomb that none of us are prepared for.
So, yeah, we can just quickly let coordinator Emerald that transference of information.
Just ask her if she could come by the house for an urgent meeting, not say Emerald's there, just in case he's.
Okay. Alrighty.
And then Varnas can ask Dragonborn boy.
Both can be through Emeriel.
Okay. Save Varnas some slots.
I think that's fair, you know?
Yes, it is.
We've done enough. Varnest has done plenty here.
Yeah.
Emeriel has plenty of spell slots.
That's right, he does.
Yep. Okay. So he sends the first message to the coordinator. Who's sending the message? Like, who's speaking it?
Well, we know she really likes Cyrus.
Yeah, actually, you're right.
But I'll do it if he doesn't want to. I feel like I'm doing all the messages and I feel bad. I feel like
Nah, you're fine. You're way better at words than Alec is, so.
Cyrus is in a weird mood anyway, so.
Alright. Varnas, do you want to?
No.
Okay. I will say to her, new information regarding Dupree. Need to discuss ASAP. Can you come here?
She responds. Could you maybe give me 30, 40 minutes. I'm in the middle of a meeting right now. Discussions with the Tarkirian Trading Company. And you can hear a growl to her voice kind of there at the end.
I will relay that. In the meantime, Imariel, how do you want this meeting with with Talk to go?
He can come here by himself. Should Sigurd find anything wrong with what he's wearing, what staff he has with him, what anything looks like outside of this villa surrounding it, the meeting won't happen.
Okay, Morganix is gonna get out some parchment and start figuring this one out.
Okay. So do you want to wait for the coordinator to show up before you message Talk, or?
Yeah, because we don't want them showing up at the same time.
Oh, that'd be mad awkward, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and advance time just a little bit because it's more so about 3 o'clock right now. So, you continue on, wait a little bit, and then striding in through the front door, you can see the coordinator. The Janazi woman, the flowing white hair, light blue skin, tattoos on her face, wearing her white blouse, leather pants. She approaches and says, all right, so all of you wanted to
Yeah,
talk.
sorry.
She's going to make a history check. Who are these two?
This is Imariel.
Solvis Emeriel. It is a pleasure and a great honor to meet you, coordinator. And he gives a very low, deep bow. And Sigurd just gives a head nod towards her. Okay. Thank you for that. Good to meet you too. So I'm assuming this is all kind of related to the big thing that you had to say? Yes, no, maybe so. Somebody?
We'll fill her in.
Okay. Wait a minute. You want to meet with Talk?
Oh, I won't fill. No, not that part.
Oh, okay.
The stuff Imariel said about like the map and that he
okay.
needed to speak with her.
Okay. Yes, I kept the map on me. You're positive about this? I gravely wish that I wasn't, but yes, I am. Familiar with this piece of history in particular. Yeah. Okay. And she takes out the map that she had on her, keeping it close to her person, and hands it to Emeriel, and he kind of unfurls it. And you can see Sigurd reach into her bag, laying out on a table a map of the Gemstone Archipelago, and the two of them start to talk it over. All right. Okay. 3 of them. 3 of the Forsaken. Very well. And he rolls the map back up, hands it back to the coordinator. I would still have some of your own troops, soldiers, scholars, whatever you have that you trust, have them investigate the islands, but when word gets back to my order, they will be arriving on those islands, finding the seals, and making sure to put them in a vault far away from here, hopefully keeping them away from anyone who would attempt to break them. Okay, yeah. We'll still do our own investigation, but that's fine, I suppose. Again, I will say to the rest of you, sadly, because of some, and just keeps like looking back towards Emeriel and then back towards you and like back and forth, very uncomfortable.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, it's totally fine. Not all the time do we see members of the Children of the Flame here. No problems
We
personally.
weren't expecting it either. It just happened.
Things like this just happen, right?
To us, they do.
Yeah. Well, all I wanted to say is the Tarkarian Trading Company has submitted some paperwork, and they have put in several requests for a proper investigation to be done, and for the goods related to Duradine Dupree and any of his assets to be distributed among the world as charity for his alleged wrongdoings. So in all reality, just trying to cover their own ass for having some fucking wacko working with them. So there are going to be two things that need to happen. In about 2.5 weeks to maybe 3, maybe a month, there's going to be a meeting, and there's going to be a lot of important people at this meeting, and all of you are going to be needed there because you'll need to testify over what you know, what you saw, and that will determine whether or not Duradine Dupree is found guilty, which is great. Should he be found guilty, the entirety of his assets will then be distributed amongst the people, and specifically in favor of those that he did wrongdoings upon, specifically the...
I'm sorry. I don't understand. Guilty, he did do all those things. That is why he's dead. I ate his heart.
Yes,
There is no disproving that.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I saw the corpse. He was missing a lot in there. I saw. The thing is, the Tarkarian Trading Company, back when Port Sahala was founded, Tarkarian Trading Company had a heavy hand in that, so they set up a lot of rules in their favor, should anything go wrong on their end.
And what happens if he is for some reason found not guilty?
Then the Tarkarian Trading Company will get to keep all of the wealth that Duradine Dupree accumulated, as no wrongdoing was found, so nobody needs to be paid back. Now,
What's to stop us from going to raid his house and looking for more of these locks ourselves?
well, if you could start about an hour ago, you maybe would have got something, but as of now, there are maybe 90 to 100 Tarkarian Trading Company guards in there, keeping it on lockdown, making sure that nobody gets into Duradine's vault.
Oh.
And who exactly do we have to prove all this to?
The world leaders.
What?
Then we will do just that. They can come and see how Efera was ruined, and my people were killed and slaughtered and sold
Alec,
into slavery.
Alec, not sure how to say this to you, but you are a world leader. So, you won't be able to testify.
Thank God that was going to be a train wreck.
Instead, you will be one of the people deciding if Duradine Dupree is guilty or not guilty. So that's good at least. That's one person on our side. I'm 2, so that's 2, which is great. There are others who I'm sure will be on our side. Hopefully it should be a sweeping victory. Won't need to worry about anything. It's just the Tarkarian Trading Company. They like to cover their own asses. So, all of you will have to testify. I guess not you two. You two kind of seem new here. Sorry, I don't... And she just kind of gives up talking to Imariel and Sigrun. So the rest of you will need to testify. So yeah.
If he is found innocent, are they going to seek to punish us?
No. The thing is, at least the story going on right now is Duradin Dupree summoned a demon on the docks of Port Sahala to try and kill all of you. So regardless, all of you are acting in self-defense. But in terms of was any wrongdoing done to Efera or any other nations around the world, it's going to kind of be the big thing. But you have time. It takes a lot of time to get the different kings, queens, Tsars, emperors, rulers around the world in one place.
I feel like some of the best witnesses for that are in New Efera.
Well, we can get them here, can't we?
Oh, of course. It's not a problem with me. You'll need to be able to call witnesses. You'll kind of be building your own defense, in all honesty, or attack.
Well, we have plenty of witnesses.
Of course. Well, make sure they stay alive. I said that as a joke, but I'm being serious.
Are you expecting assassination attempts?
I wouldn't rule it out. Tarkarian Trading Company likes very few things more than wealth. In fact, anybody related to this whole thing and the downfall of that pillar they had in their system is probably at risk.
Well, then why not just keep all of the money? All we care about is Dupree is dead. We don't care about all of the physical things that come along with it.
Of course, yeah, that could happen. But,
It's more complicated than that.
Yeah. Alec, you might be new to the world leader thing. So just as a quick thing, I understand that the natives, just like the natives in the Gemstone Archipelago, they rely on the land a lot, and they get everything they need from that. But the thing is, especially in Efera, and to an extent done by the Tarkarian Trading Company here in the Gemstone Archipelago, there's been damage done to your people to an astronomical, a very, very big extent. And in order to recuperate and get back to where you need to be, that costs money, and that takes a lot of money. So a good portion of that would go towards Efera and reestablishing anything you would want. Or at least, I'm not sure how the exact
I understand.
breakdown is. Yeah.
I'm just...
We need to get word to Kagan, I'm sorry, again, about this. And perhaps the new governor as well.
We have a lot of friends we can call upon. We have time to think about who we all want to have get involved.
Well, we need to warn some of them to be on guard.
I can, before I go back to Bromsgrove, I can go to Efera. I can inform all of them.
Side check.
Yeah, make an insight check, sure.
Can I get in on that action?
Make an insight check. Anybody who wants to, make an insight check. Insight checks all
Nobody
around.
trust Amarillo. Insight check.
What did I write? 27.
27. Ooh, damn. Anybody else, or was it just Alec, Varnast, and Organics? Jamie, is your mic working?
Iris doesn't care. He's checked out. Jamie?
I think it's... Nope. Kirsty.
Oh, I hear him breathing.
Cyrus is checked out.
Okay, alright. Okay, so, yeah, Morganix, Alec, as far as you can tell, he's being honest, and, Varnast, you too. I mean, there is not a word of deceit coming out of his mouth right now.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
then that needs to be done immediately.
Yes. If you'd like, I can go now. Be back in maybe tomorrow for the meeting with Talk.
That might be best.
Yes. It is best.
Very
Yes.
Well. All right. Well. Jinx kind of like looks up. She's written more pages in the past half an hour, just
Aw.
avoiding everything, just really as a strategy to not have to participate at all. She
Oh,
kinda,
I'm so proud of her.
She kind of looks up. Yes, Emeril, what can I do for you? Just don't take down the teleportation circle. I'll probably be using it frequently within the next couple of days. Of course. You got it.
Please warn us before you pop in, because that could be very jarring.
Of course.
I'm sorry to ask. Can you help me send this message to Talk before you go?
Of course. Not a problem. You can see, before
Thank
you
you.
do, the coordinator says, is there anything else needed? I have to draft all the letters to send to the world leaders. Because if there's nothing else, I do have at least something for you.
I think that's it for us.
All right. So I know that I promised the 5 of you that payment, and I told you I would have it for you today. Sadly, because of the Tarkarian Trading Company, I don't, but I can at least offer a percentage of what was offered from my personal coffers as a thank you from not just me, but from Port Sahala. So, do with it what you will, but I am having a chest delivered later this evening that will have 11,250 gold in it. That is yours to do with what you please, so 25% of the initial payment. And then, once all of this is straightened out, you'll get the other 45,000 gold. And think of this as a bonus.
Very
Wow.
kind of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Of course. Of course. I'm happy to help in what way I can. You all have done a great service for the city, and I just want you to know that I'm very appreciative of it. Well, if there's nothing else,
Thank you. No.
farewell, and I will see you shortly. Best of luck with all of that.
Thanks.
And she kind of grimaces and heads out. I suck at me. Well, yeah, there we go.
I also suck at me.
Oh man.
Freudian slip there.
Okay. So,
If he'll help me message Talk,
of course.
I will say, Emeril will meet you. Come tomorrow to the villa alone. Your equipment will be examined at the door. Emeril will bolt if he senses danger.
Plus,
Is that the response I get?
Talk
in full?
responds with a sneeze. That's Dragonborn for yes, by the way.
Oh.
Ooh, man, sorry. Okay. Ooh.
Sorry. Bless you.
That's okay. No, it's all good. So, Talk responds, and you can almost hear this, like, you can hear him smiling through his teeth as he says, very good. Tell the third sorcerer of the Hidden Flame that I am honored that he would meet with me. I will see you tomorrow.
We'll look to Emeril and say exactly what he said and watch his face.
You can see there's this moment of sort of like calculation, you know, where he's just, his eyes are sort of darting around as he's thinking.
Insight check.
Yeah, make an insight check.
Woo, that was a journey.
Yeah, okay. There is a flash of fear on his face.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Where it's only there for an instant, and you just barely catch it, and you can see, not even from that only, but also Sigrun standing next to him. She is usually just a block of stone, unemotional. There's a moment where her eyes dart as well. Okay?
Fuck.
That was fast.
Very well. If that is what he wishes, I'm happy to hear that he's excited. I'd be interested to know what he wishes to know.
Thank you.
Of course. Well,
Differences aside, I appreciate this.
and I know that you seem just deflate. You're welcome. I'm happy to do what I can to put things on the right path.
If there are any updates from Kanjiado or anywhere in Efera, please, I need to know.
Of
Yes,
course.
please.
I'll start in New Verdalka, head to Ul's Crossing in the New Efera, and any of the information I find, I'll make sure to give to you. Whether it be good or bad,
Thank you.
of course. And you can see that as he begins to make his way back towards the teleportation circle, he looks towards Cyrus and Penelope. And knowing there's nothing else he can say, he just looks to the two of you and says, I'm sorry for everything. I'm so very sorry. And he breathes in.
Can I insight that to see if
Yeah.
it's sincere?
Yeah. Make an insight check.
Uh,
Penelope's also going to make one.
that is a 4.
That is a 3 from Penelope.
Mother like son.
Yeah,
Heyo.
I mean, he does seem genuine. I mean, truthfully, you know. I mean, the fact that he's usually very confident, very composed. I mean, the fact that he's barely even making eye contact with the two of you right now, it is strange. Yeah, as far as you can tell.
Okay.
He turns back towards Sigrun, and it does seem like Sigrun whispers something to him. Does anybody have the observant feat?
Yeah.
Or not observant,
Yeah, I do.
the one where you can read lips?
I mean,
Yeah, I
Nope.
do.
I will say Alec has not taken her eyes much off Sigrun, so she's been watching really extensively. I don't know if that helps. I'll roll.
Make an intelligence check. It's just really hard to read
Okay.
lips.
Well, that's a wrong move on my part.
Well, you never know.
But probably Ryan. Yeah, that makes more sense.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's all right.
Oof.
So, they have a short exchange, whispering barely. No one's really able to hear it. Varnast, you are able to read their lips.
We go into secrets, or you can just say it here.
No, I'll just say it here.
Damn it. Okay.
But you see them. The portal opens, and They walk through. Actually, I am going to take you to secrets.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck
So-
they say.
Sigrun said to him, you have to know what he intends to do. And all Emeriel said was, I know.
Okay.
That was it. All right. Bow, bow, bow. Bow, bow, bow. Okay, so with that, Emeriel steps through the portal, disappears from the room.
Oh, gosh.
Jinx exhales and says, ah, is it just me, or was there something different about him this time? Because I remember the
No.
first time that I met him, he was so scary. He was so intimidating. He was so... Ooh.
Yes, he looks old.
Yeah,
Tired.
he does look old. Huh. She goes back to writing her paper.
He looks like he is beginning to buckle under the weight of his own decisions. And Morgonix will go make tea.
Hold it.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all remember, but I have a little bit of a talent for reading lips.
Oh.
They didn't say what it was, but they know that something's going to happen during this meeting. Something not good, I sense.
Fucking.
Well, if they know, why didn't they tell us and warn us?
I can call it off.
What was said?
Sigrun said, you know what he means to intend to do. And Emerald said, I know.
It would be nice if they would fill us in on what any of those things are, so that we can be properly prepared and do some risk assessment.
I mean, I hate to be that person, but didn't all of you say you didn't really care what happened to him? So,
I
No,
didn't say
just
that.
me.
well, I mean, I hate to point, but Morganix, you also said you are in line with
I
Varnas.
don't like him, but I don't want to be responsible.
Well, I know.
Also putting all of us at danger.
Yeah, and you and Vera and Penelope and everybody in this house. Is
Well-
this there's going to be some big Emeril intervention, or is this we're going to burn that house and everybody in it to the ground? There's a lot of room that conversation could cover.
I mean, if Tak wanted to kill all of us, don't you think he would have done it when you and Sela were by yourself and you said that you knew this Emeriel, or... I mean...
I think he would have got what he
Not
wanted out of it first.
Not if Emerald's the prize. And we're just
Yeah.
collateral.
Oh, I don't know.
The point is, we don't know. I think we should call it off.
Why don't we just confront Emerald instead? If he's going to arrive before Tak does, why don't we just ask him? And tell him we know that something is wrong, and have him explain, and if it's no longer worth the risk, then we do call it off.
Alex is right. If he knows more than he's telling us, and perhaps it could be useful, it might be worth the risk. If not, then we leave it.
I tend to agree. We could send a messenger with a time for Tak to be here tomorrow, much later in the evening. And if we don't like what we hear, or we feel Emeril isn't being honest with us, we can cancel then. What do you say, Varnast?
that's what you all want to do.
You always sound so disapproving when you say that. Are you aware of it, or am I reading into this?
I'm very tired, Morgonix. I've been tired for a long time. Don't take it personally.
I'm sorry. Okay. So that's
I think-
tomorrow settled.
I would just like to say, whatever is happening, it says a lot that he is willing to at least go forward with this, knowing that there is a potential danger to himself. Whatever that means, I do not know. But I do think confronting it and getting to the truth of it is going to put all of us at ease. But that is for tomorrow.
I think he's sincere when he wants to make amends and do what's right, whether that's at risk to himself or not.
And I think that he is the biggest fool that has ever walked the planet. You can hear Penelope start to say it. She's just kind of like going back and forth, like rubbing her hands.
I agree.
What kind of man, when he has so many people that he can rely on, what kind of man chooses to instead bear the weight of the world on his shoulders? There are people who would do anything for him. And instead he chooses to face it alone. Makes my blood boil.
I'm sorry this was sprung on you, Penelope. It was never my intention to put you in this position.
You see her kind of deflate, and she says, "No, I'm not angry at you, darling. I just... all of the times that I've imagined this happening, every single time, I never let him leave without saying what I feel. And in that moment, I was paralyzed because I wanted to believe him. I wanted to believe that he was sorry. And part of me does, but is that the part of me that is happy that Cyrus is back and wishes that we could go back to what things were before? Or do I genuinely believe him?
It's possible to forgive without forgetting.
You can see her just kind of shaking her head. Maybe you're right. Or maybe there is no forgiveness. I didn't get to where I am now by forgiving people. You see her kind of exhale and I hope that your meeting tomorrow goes well. But I will be returning to my villa. Any of you are welcome anytime. I'm going to go get my things, and I'm going to go back.
Let me help.
She smiles at you. Thank you. And she'll just begin to walk down the hallway.
Who all's in the room besides us? Is it just Jinx?
And Galadar.
Yeah.
I think at this point, 3 o'clock, 3:30. Vera's definitely checking on her ship. It's been a while since she's checked on it.
Yeah.
Right.
So it'd just be Galadar, Jinx, and then everybody but Cyrus.
You all actually want to know what happened?
What do you mean?
You asked why Sven and I broke up. Did you actually want to know, or just being funny?
I'm sorry. No, I am curious. I like Sven a lot. I like the way he is with you.
Yeah.
I think you like him too. But
There
you
was
don't...
I'd been doing some contract work here for months. Gemstone Archipelago is a pretty reliable place for continued work against raiders, pirates, that sort of thing. And we'd talked. We'd been together for a long time. Long enough where we felt we knew what we needed to know. Made each other happy. No, seemed good enough. No, there were talks about getting our own place together. No, maybe maybe very far down the road. Sven always talked about, perhaps adopting a kid, something like that.
And a dog? I could see you guys with a dog.
He did mention a dog. Forgot about
Oh.
that.
I mean, cats are cool too,
I-
but it's whatever.
I like cats. That was the
Aw.
compromise. I wanted a cat, he wanted a dog, and so I compromised, and I said, as long as the dog's like quiet, I hate dogs that bark at everything. It pisses me off.
Me too.
That-
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. go ahead.
I'm digressing. But one day, I had a job. I went out with this captain that I worked with fairly regularly in the archipelago. I liked him. I liked him a lot. He's a good guy. And we heard rumors of this pirate vessel. Kind of had a feeling we knew where the next attack was going to be, and we were able to get it right. We boarded their ship and started cutting them down. Business as usual. Then more people came from below deck, and there weren't many of them, but they fought. They knew what was in for them. If they were captured, they'd rather go down fighting. They usually do. But there was this deckhand. Girl. Couldn't have been older than 14, 15. Child. And kid was brave. Couldn't question that. She went right for my captain, just blade in hand, started trying to attack him. She wasn't any good. Form was terrible. He didn't even strike back at her. He just deflected the attacks, just blocked, moved her out of the way, eventually disarmed her and kicked her to the ground. Told her not to get back up. Fight was pretty much over by that point. We were watching. He turned his back on her. started giving us orders to take the captured, make sure they were bound, you know, the usual stuff after a job like this. Gather the cargo, see if we can identify where it was taken from, who the rightful owners were. While he was talking, that kid, she had this sash belt, and she reached under it and pulled out a dagger. Captain didn't hear her do it, but I saw it. She moved for him, and I was faster. Ran my blade right through her chest. I killed her. On the way back, a lot of people were talking to me about it. You know, fog of war, adrenaline of battle. Happens. Everyone was trying to make me feel better about what had happened. And that was when I came to the realization that I didn't feel bad. That I didn't care that I had killed her. I was glad she was gone. And as I made that realization, I realized that the life of Sven that we had both talked about couldn't be done. I knew that if he ever heard about what happened, he wouldn't look at me the same. So I had a choice. I could either give up the work or him. And I chose.
You ever regret that choice?
There are moments. Think about a life you could have had. I think everyone does it.
Yeah, I think that's just human nature.
Never told him what happened. I just said I needed to keep going. Wasn't ready to put roots down.
Don't you think it would be better if he knew the truth?
No. No. No, I don't.
Well,
Happy. He's still doing what he wanted with his life. I don't think that knowing why I did what I did would make him feel 1 ounce better.
it might fill in the gaps for him. I think he's still in love with you.
When we first brought him into this, he asked if there was ever a possibility of things going back the way they were. I told him no. I've tried to be honest with him about this ever since we roped him back into this. It was the least I could do for getting him in so much trouble.
Is that really what you want?
Yes.
Do I believe him?
Here, make an insight check. Varnast, are you lying? Oh,
Doesn't matter.
oh yeah. All right. Well, what is she? What is she?
Stone wall. Just a brick wall. Can't read them.
Brick
You have no idea.
house.
Par for the course with Morgonix and Varnast. Well, I don't necessarily agree with your logic here, but I will respect your feelings, and I'm sorry.
Nothing to be sorry for.
I think we've all been pushing because I think we all very much like the idea of you two. He seems good for you. You seem lighter with him somehow. And we just want to see you happy. We meddle and we push and poke because we care. But I will try to be more respectful.
You for telling us.
Hmm.
I remember when you told me the story about your father. And I think you are much more alike to him than you realize, because you find yourself carrying a lot, but I think sometimes you forget that you don't have to carry everything alone. At least not anymore. That is what we are here for.
He just kind of gives a nod. You two should check on Cyrus' side. I just want to be alone right now.
Well, this has been a very emotionally exhausting day. I'm going to make tea. I feel like we all need tea.
Could I
And we're...
come help you make tea?
Of course you can.
Thanks. She'll get up and she'll walk with you. She's much more mellow. It seems as though that story has smoothed out the the zoomies that Jinx always has.
Oh,
The zoomies.
Yeah.
She is a cat.
So she comes with you, and then Alec, you go to check on Cyrus.
Yeah, she'll go help Penelope pack.
Okay. Well, before you get back there, as that conversation is happening, Penelope is currently back there with Cyrus. And just as she's sort of grabbing her things, throwing them into a small bag, just whatever she needed, she kind of stops and looks at you, Cyrus, and says, "Do you really believe him?"
More than previously. Perhaps that's just me being foolish or wanting, but we can all change deep down eventually, right?
I suppose so, but she kind of shakes her head, and I suppose it's not always for the best. And I don't mean him. Obviously, it's not great, but I mean, I used to be so different. I have done things, Zamir, within the past 10, 15 years that I shudder to think about. I became so self-obsessed with my image and this undying need that I needed to be better than everyone else in the Gemstone Archipelago. And I didn't stop until the day you came back. All of those wants and needs vanished once I realized what was back with me. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I want to forgive him, but I don't know if he deserves it.
I agree. And I need you to know that if I do protect him or help him, that's not me choosing him
No,
over
no,
you.
no, 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 no. Zamir, I would never. You better protect him. Keep him safe, because if not, based off of what your friend in there said, he's never seemed like the type of person, he never was, to just throw it all away based off of a whim. And maybe that's not what he intends to do, but you need to make sure that he stays alive, so that way he can keep on repenting for what he did until his last day. Because he has a lot of making up to do before I even consider saying a word to him.
I think that's fair.
It is. But do not think for a moment I will judge you for saying something to him, for protecting him. All of us need someone like you in our life, Zamir. Someone to make us smile, to laugh, and to protect us when we decide on doing something as fucking stupid as whatever he plans on doing. Alright?
Cyrus will just hug her.
Okay, yeah. She'll hug you back, kind of rubbing her hand on your shoulder. Well, it's getting to be mid-afternoon. Would this kind young gentleman be willing to walk me back to my villa?
Oh, of course. I'm not really one for manual labor. And Cyrus will mage hand to lift her shirt.
Very impressive. You know, if this adventurer hero thing doesn't work out, maybe a valet would be a good backup for you.
At that point, I think I will have to quite literally drink myself to death.
Well, let's make sure it doesn't get to that point. With that, Alec, as you're just sort of coming around to walk into the room to help and check on Cyrus and Penelope, you can see that they're smiling next to one another, about to actually walk out of the room.
I will then just kind of let them have their moment.
Okay. Yeah. So with that, Cyrus, Penelope make their way to her villa. You drop her off there. She gets reacclimated.
Yeah.
You can see that as you are getting there, there does seem to be new guards there, double than what she had before. definitely not taking anything lightly. Just because Duradine's dead doesn't mean, there's nothing to worry about anymore. Did you want to say anything to her before you headed back to the villa?
Yeah. He's just gonna say like, I don't know what it is, but do you know when you get that feeling in your stomach that something's wrong?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Just be careful. And if you need anything, just find a way and I'll make whatever happen. And he'll give her her knife back that she gave to Cyrus.
Yeah. Thank you. And she pulls out the super thin dagger, hilt encrusted with gemstones. This is a family heirloom, passed down from caserío to caserío to caserío. One day this will be yours. But today, she sheathes it, tucks it into her belt. It is mine. Thank you for giving it back.
Of course.
And you can see, as she's just kind of standing outside of her gate, she just looks at you with these big, sad eyes. I've said it before, but I will say it again one last time. I'm so incredibly proud of the man you've become. Just kind of put a hand on your cheek and then take it back. But I think I smelled that there was tea being prepared, so you might want to go back while it's still warm.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes. With that, she'll turn around. The gates will close behind her, and you can see a small regiment of guards, followers into her villa. You make your way back, and all of your party members now sit in that central garden with freshly brewed tea from Morganix. And you can see at this point, Vera and Sven return, Sven having done some shopping for the day. He gets back, and as he's just handing everybody a fresh piece of fruit or a freshly baked piece of bread, he just kind of what happened today? Everyone looks so sad. Smile. Look at this. You hear this? And he kind of holds the bread up and squeezes it, and it makes those crunching, cracking noises that fresh bread does. This is good bread. Something to smile about.
Well, I did find Urgent today. That was good.
Yes, Alec found my dear friend, Urgent.
Why are you saying drugs in Gnomish?
It's just my friend. That's just what's what we called him. It's a friend name,
Nice
Wait,
job.
Alec is just
Wait a
smiling.
minute. That was you? I heard someone today screaming urgent in the street. Alec, that was you?
No, I wasn't the one screaming. It was Urgent screaming.
Oh, thank you for clearing that up. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome.
And he just
Carried
kind of...
him all the way here.
You carried him. That's 45 minutes of what? Alec, you have the will of a lion turtle. I'm so incredibly proud of you. That's amazing.
It took a lot not to punch him, but
Oh, I believe it. Wow.
it was for Cyrus, so it was important.
Well, here, this one's for you.
Urgent's pretty persistent.
It took me a while to find it, and I hope you like it. And he throws you what looks to be a papaya.
Aw.
And-
Oh, wait, I cry.
Mhm, yeah, and you can tell that just from the sort of like sunburst color on it, this sort of like deep purple to bright orange sunburst on it, that it's a Eferen, a Eferen papaya. There we go. Whew.
Thank you. I didn't. These do not grow here, I'm pretty sure.
Well, no, but thanks to some special group of people, the Wardens of Efera, as apparently it's being rumored in the streets, trade is opening back up with Efera now that the Tarkarian Trading Company's fingers are out of there. And products are starting to get
Good.
back here.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. With that, he kind of sits down on a pillow in the garden, takes what looks to be a smaller loaf of bread, seems to be some type of like very heavy wheat bread with different grains on it, and a small little thing of butter, and he just starts putting some butter on some bread and just starts eating it as all of you are just sitting, sipping on your tea, talking to one another, and generally just enjoying this moment as a group. So, as all of you are having this happy moment with one another, is there anything else you'd like to do, or?
Now,
It
Alec
is-
just wants to give like a really big grin from the papaya to spend to Varnast.
Varnas gives a small smile.
Hey,
Okay.
that's it.
All right. So with that, all of you eat, drink, you have a nice calm moment with one another, and then you head off to sleep.
Did our money get here?
Oh yes, your money did get there that evening. It got there right around 10 o'clock, so yeah, that is 2,250 gold apiece.
Right.
Oh my god, I'm so rich.
Wait, can you do that one more time for me? How much was that?
2,250.
This is more gold than Alec has ever had.
All right, so with that, gets around 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, I'll say, right there. Everybody heads off to sleep.
Oops, that's wrong. Sorry.
Yeah, this day did not go how we thought it would.
My
Do
gold,
they ever?
my gold keeps disappearing from my sheet.
Mhm.
I'll do it on D&D Beyond because that's better. Wow.
Yeah. Okay, so all of you head off to sleep. Unless anybody had anything else they wanted to do before they went to bed.
No?
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
No.
Cyrus? Nope. All right. So as all of you head off to bed, sleep finds almost all of you
Oh fuck.
fairly well. However, one of you, sleep is tumultuous. It is not at all what you wanted. As Morganix.
Fuck.
Yeah, you better start casting regret now. So, as you were just beginning to lay down into bed, you close your eyes. And as you open them, thinking that you maybe heard something near you, as you open them, you are back at home in Iverion, your parents' home, the house that's burnt to a crisp. You sort of look around and you don't see anyone there. You hear no voices. In fact, it's eerily silent.
Does it look burnt to a crisp, or is it like pre-burnt to a crisp as I last remember it?
As you last remember it.
Oh god.
Mm-hmm. You blink again, and you're in Efera. You can see ruined bits and pieces of New Efera still trying to be rebuilt, but still that ruin is still there. You blink again, and you can see a land that you're not very familiar with. It looks like Iverion, but it's more rocky, more tumultuous. You can see what looks to be two older men commanding these odd-dressed people. You recognize both of them. Duncan and Frederick. You sort of shake, and as you blink again, you're back at the Temple of Barallo. Back in that moment. As you just exited out after Barallo thrust you out of his temple. You hear rustling in the leaves. Stepping out, a familiar face, that jawline that could cut glass, Charles Windren. You can see his mouth moving, but all you hear is this just white noise. As all of your companions stand near you, weapons drawn, ready to obliterate him. But you can feel this sort of outer body experience as you watch yourself step closer. You know what you say, you know what you do. As you float out and away, not but 15 feet from where you stand, you can see Duncan's corpse. Entrails split open and out. Dead. You just saw him. And then you look back to Charles. You don't hear what you say, but you hear his scream. The pain. That sapping of life. And as you blink again, you see her. Malcanthin. In this just endless void. You can see that you and her are maybe 10 feet away from each other, surrounded by mirrors. You think that the one that you see is her, but you also see thousands of others, and you see thousands of you. You look around, you see yourself constantly moving and shifting, and you can see her standing completely still. As she says, "Well, well, well. Look at you, you busy bee. You've been up to quite a lot since last we spoke. You should be proud of yourself. I mean, I'm sure you are, right? Proud of yourself?"
I'll be proud when it's over.
Yes, over, that's right. This notion that you have that this is going to end in your favor. And for the longest time, I didn't think you had it in you. And at this point, she turns around and looks at you. And she starts pacing, and you can see just the constant shifting of mirrors all around her, not knowing which one is the real one. I thought you didn't have it in you. I thought that you were some meek little girl from a insignificant little village working at some college as a librarian, worthless. Thought you would be an easy pawn to move along, but then you had Galadar. Oh, Galadar. And you can hear her modulate her voice, change it to his. "Morganix, I'm so proud of you. You've done such a great thing." Ugh. Gods. He's so insufferable, isn't he? Oh, but you're happy to be with him now. He's been quite the invaluable ally, hasn't he? Healing your wounds, protecting you. Your friends, too. So great to have them. You've been a valuable asset to them as well, haven't you? Advising them, telling them what to do, using your, and you can hear that word like venom, your magic, to help them. But it's not really yours, is it? You know,
What can I say? You taught me well.
I could have let it slide. If Duradine died, that would have been fine. If that despicable Gith woman would have died, fine, don't care. If the weasel died, good riddance, I never liked him to begin with. If the ox died, well, that messes things up, but I can still adapt. But then, also the silence. Huh. You know, there are a lot of plans, a lot of things going on. So many. And you and your friends, your companions, you have such a good way at just weaseling your way in and messing it all up. There's not much I can do about them. I thought it'd be fun to make this a challenge. Oh, to at least give you a fighting chance, but... And I hate to say it, but you've proven that you can fight and you're willing to. And I'm not interested in that.
Morgonix is slowly beginning to grin.
So you know what? Our deal is done. The best part about this is, my dear, it's open season now. My name is no longer tied to yours, and my master's servants will be willing to come for you. They'll be allowed to. Keep that hilt on you. Might come in handy, as you'll need a new way to fight.
Morgonix is going to start laughing. You think this will change anything? I never, of all of the times I have imagined these moments and how I would save myself, I never imagined the possibility that you could be afraid of me. You think taking back what you have given me will stop me? Here is the thing that you have not accounted for. You were never my mistress. Ayun was, and she knows all. She has seen this moment and prepared me for it. I will continue this path without magic, without your gifts. And I think I might still win. But that's the kicker. Either way, I could lose. I could die. You could have my soul. I am still set on this path, and nothing you do will shake me from it. I see your weakness now. And I love it.
You see my weakness, do you? Well, I'm glad you see mine, because the best part is every human has the same weakness. A knife to the stomach. So when you wake up in a few minutes and you feel that cold steel pierce through yours...
I don't feel that. Those are your fears projected onto me. I am ready to die. Are you? Oh, this isn't going how you thought it would.
Well, good luck, Organics. Because, you know, small part of me knew that you wouldn't care about what happened to you. But I know that you care so much about what happens to those around you. What was the handsome one name? The tiefling? Yes. He was quite handsome. You know
He
what?
is, and he's worth 1,000 of you.
Well, then I think you've just given me my next meal. And with that, you can see all of the mirrors around you begin to shatter and break, glass clattering to the ground. Each one of her falling apart piece by piece by piece by piece until all of the mirrors are shattered and no one is there at all. Just you standing alone in this black void. You try and close your eyes to wake up, but nothing. You're just trapped. And as that is happening,
I am clutching my holy symbol and praying.
okay, we'll come back to you in a second. As the rest of you are sleeping, Cyrus, you hear a knock on your wall. And you hear a very familiar
Ugh.
voice. You hear Morganix's voice.
Yes.
Cyrus? Is it alright if I come in?
Well, it seems like everyone comes in these days, so why not?
I'm sorry, I can come back another time if you'd like.
No, it's fine.
Okay. And you see Morganix come in, and you can see that she's currently just dressed in what looks to be her sleepwear. Just a very simple, like, nightgown. And she kind of comes in, and she says, "Do you mind if I..." And she kind of looks at the, like, bed right next to you, like, to sit, as you're just kind of sitting up. "Do you mind if I sit down?"
No, go ahead. I'm not tired anyway.
I'm sorry. You know what? I can just leave. I feel really bad for waking you up.
No, it's fine. And like Sarah starts pouring a glass of wine.
Okay. Uh, could you pour me one too, please?
I mean, Cyrus will like down his glass and pour another one and hand it to her.
Okay. And she begins to slowly sip from the wine. And she says, I've been afraid these past few nights. Do you have any regrets, Cyrus?
oh, yes. So many.
Do you ever think that because of how tumultuous our lives can be, that at any moment we could die, and then all of those things that we have regrets about, that we didn't say, that we didn't do, that it'll feel worse that we never got to do them or never got to say them before we actually got to do them.
Uh-huh.
I have. Do you feel that way?
I mean, yeah, yes. There's plenty of things I still want to do. I mean, I would really like a new suit. There's a lot of, but no, there's a lot of things I'd like, and no, you're right. We could die tomorrow. We could die tonight. We could die an hour by the morning. Who knows?
You're right. We could. We could, and I just wanted you to know that. And you see her, start to get a little nervous as you've been adventuring with, her for quite some time. That she says, I just want you to know that you are incredibly handsome, Cyrus.
I know.
And you're so confident. I just really admire that about you.
I mean, I admire me too. I think you'd have to be a fool not to admire it.
She kind of scoots closer to you. And you can hear her voice drop just for a moment. And I think that there's one thing in particular that I would regret. And I'd like you to make a charisma saving throw.
Oh, fuck, she's a fucking sucky. Oh, bollocks.
You just figured that out?
I just remembered now. Oh, shit.
Come on.
I mean, I'm good at charisma, right?
Charisma
Right,
saving throw.
right.
Come on.
18.
18?
Yeah.
You want to use a point of luck?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know what? I will use a point of luck, and I will bend luck too. Well, good thing, because that was a nat 1.
Ooh.
Let me bend some luck right now.
Okay.
1 sec.
All right.
Oh, shite. Come on.
There you go. Believe in you.
Okay, so 3, so that's 21 total.
21 total. That's good. That was just a success. So, as she leans in, you start to get this very, very odd feeling where, for a moment, just instinctually, you kind of closed your eyes as she began to lean in, but then you opened them. Why was her voice so different? And as you look down, you can see that illusion begin to fade. This sort of like deep purple skin, sharp razor teeth begin to show themselves as you were just beginning to lean back or lean in or react however you were. You recognize it, and in the moment that you recognize it and lurch back, Morganix, you feel this sharp pain in your stomach of steel plunging into your stomach. And Cyrus, you hear Morganix scream, the real Morganix. And as soon as you realize, look her in the eyes, she says, well, too late. And with that...
I use the rune of spell storing to cast Agonizer Scorcher.
Okay, but before you do, with that dagger in your stomach, Malcanthin in front of you, Cyrus, that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Oh.
I cry.
Oh. There we go.
Wow.
That's that.
Wow.
Hey.
Lamau.
Hey, Lamau.
Oh, man.
Oh. I'm sorry for doing that, LS. I'd like to apologize.
So glad she wasn't using my body. In case that went tits up.
Ah.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I cried.
literally.
I'm glad that Cyrus is good at charisma saving throws. That's my That's my big thing.
Oh,
And has Lucky and Bend Luck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a chaos sorcerer. Yeah, well, because the thing is, obviously a high DC, which is why, Galadar and the Silver Rose are going to be fighting her. But like, if you would have failed, I can say this now because it's not like she has like a kiss attack that she can do. It's only that effective when it's like on an unsuspecting victim. Your strength, constitution, and dexterity would have been reduced to 1.
Ugh.
My.
Now your constitution wouldn't have been affected because of the amulet of constitution. Which isn't that nice?
Hey.
So there's positives. But
is it Galadar stabbing me?
no, it's not.
Okay.
Yeah, no. In fact, we'll shortly find out that Galadar is going to be one of the first people in the room. But yeah,
Followed by the rest of us. Fuck.
Oh,
Alex
yeah.
in there.
Yeah, because all you know is you don't know that Cyrus is in danger. So,
Cyrus might be in more danger than I am, legit.
well, we'll see. We'll have to wait and see until next week. And yeah, there we go.
I'll be
Yeah.
right back.
By the way, Morganics, for when you wake up next session,
Yeah, I'm just vanilla, aren't I?
no spell slots, no hexblade.
I have the
Ooh.
ring.
You do have the ring, so remember that Agonanzar, Scorcher, and whatever other spells you have in there.
That's it.
Oh shit!
Maybe
Really?
I have a haste. I don't remember.
I'll also
And-
say that
I'm
just.
not in my armor. I don't have my shield.
Mhm. I'll also say that for the purpose of this going forward, unless something were to change, I'll still say that because of your arcane knowledge, you can still buy spell scrolls and use those. Because
Well, it's not like I had other plans for that money.
oh man, maybe you can get a loan from Penelope. I'm sure she'll be understanding. Anyway,
Yeah, she seems nice.
yeah, she's a nice lady. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. We will be back next week for the Explorers of Efera, or tune in tomorrow for the Isles of Iverion. However, this Tuesday there will be no Salamander Coast because Mark is in Utah, and yeah, and they need everybody for whatever's going to happen on the next session. Just like how hopefully everybody will be here next week for Efera, as that will also be necessary. And then we'll just have to see what happens from there. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and we will see you either tomorrow or next Friday. All right. Farewell, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.